What's happening, Pod Squad? Thank you so much for tuning in to Stripe It Like It's Hot today. We appreciate you for listening. And I am appreciative because we have, for the second time in like 2 months, we have guests from Europe. This is awesome. So psyched to have the gents from 10 Lines Robots here, Tarmo and Jano. What time is it in Estonia right now? I didn't ask.
It's decently like evening for us. It's 6 o'clock in the evening.
Ah, okay. All right, so you're like only 10 hours ahead. That's not too bad.
Just around the corner.
Well, it's not always the easiest to set up, Canada or USA and Europe interviews. So thank you for doing this. Thank you for doing this. I have a funny feeling that a lot of people are starting to hear about what you guys are doing with 10 Lines Robots. It seems to be picking up a lot of pace, at least in this part of the world. So if somebody's listening to this, though, I don't know, either one of you can answer. It doesn't matter. If someone's listening and they're like, I have no idea what 10 Lines Robots are, what are they?
I think it's right to say that 10 lines robots are a great tool to stripe lines and asphalt. It's like a very good, experienced, reliable teammate that you take with you when you go on a site to do a striping job. And with our robots, you get striping done faster, more precisely. You eliminate all the unsafe, unhealthy, uncomfortable part of the work, and you get great results and more work done.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna make sure, like, if you guys haven't seen this, you got to go to the website and check it out in action. It's so cool. We're gonna make sure we put the website in the show notes as well, 10linesrobots.com. So I got to see you guys briefly at Pavex a few months ago, and you actually had one of the robots there. The thing looks like a tank. It it looks really impressive. So why are we doing this? What sparked this idea for both of you? So both of you co-founded the company. What was the reason why you started it?
Yeah, or maybe I'll add also for maybe general public that the robot is basically like a robotic system based over like the Graco pump is the central system. So we have Graco pump inside, the whole fluid handling system is Graco, and then we built the robot around it. So that's basically you can maintain it the same way. So it's just a robotic striper, our main product.
Exactly, and even more, obviously everybody notices the robot first, but it's really the combination of the software that we have in the robot, because the robot really does the work that you tell the robot through the software that we built, and we just recently gave the software for people to use around the US. People can go and sign up and start using to design layouts. So it's a combination of multiple tools, and we have many companies now using the software. Even when they don't still have the robot, they can use it for their striping crews.
Yeah, for free. We gave it out to get feedback, to get understanding, and our main idea is to automate the market. And I think that goes nicely. We can tell the story of how we got into it, how we started doing it.
I think why is a very good question, and in our case, we came together to build 10 lines about 6 years ago. But the story behind that was my previous business and experience. I was 22 years of age when I started a company together with a good friend of mine that provided striping service. So we started from scratch. We didn't know anything about striping, but I had spent 2 summers selling door to door in the US, and I had seen all the car parks. I understood how to approach clients. But then my friend came to me saying that he was trying to get the striping service for his homeowners association, and the companies that are providing service, they were all the road stripers that would not even respond to his emails. And he was saying that it seems like there's room on the market, and well, we were 22 and naive, and started building a company, and learned a lot of lessons the hard way. But we ended up building a company that was serving about half of the parking lots here in Estonia. We served about 80 to 90% of the warehouses and factories in terms of internal striping, all the warehouse layouts, safety layouts, everything they needed in terms of productivity. But one of the things I saw in the process was that it was very hard to scale, because you would always have to hire more, train people would leave. Over the years, I had probably 5, 6, 7 people leave and start their own striping business. None of them really went big, but they still thought that they can do it better than we could, which is fair enough. I mean, I'm glad to see that they wanted to do more, but it was hard because they were at the same time very good employees and very good people to work with. And so I saw that if I wanted to scale the business very big, there has to be more automation and more technology involved. And so one thing I was looking for was software to manage all the daily work, sales, everything. And the other thing I was hoping to find was a robot, because going to the expos, I didn't find anything. And then going to the factories and warehouses in Scandinavia, I saw plenty of robots, and they were always moving really nicely, straight. And I was always thinking that if there was a spray yard, it would be a great straight long line. And so it told me that it's possible, but how to get there, I had really no idea. But this idea was what I took with me when I left the striping business 2017. I left the daily operations and we sold the business 2022. And 2018 we started discussing this with Jan, and he will tell you why we do this together.
Yeah, I guess I'm the other part to blame for this this execution and part of the idea, because my background is completely different. I did everything in development and automation, how to build the robots, how to build the software side, and I had also my own business before in automation. So when we met with Tarmo, I was already working with small robots and a little bit bigger ones as well. But Tarmo was telling that there's no robots in the industry, which I didn't believe, of course. I thought the robots are already everywhere. So what we did, we started looking into, we started looking in the websites, looking in the internet, started wherever we could, and then we bought tickets to US, because we thought, well, maybe you don't see it from here, so maybe there are robots in the US. And we bought tickets, we went to the US, talked with striping companies, we talked with 7 companies, and we understood that there's actually a real need there, and there's no robots out there. We tried every way we could. We stopped people when they were striping on the streets. We asked, like, do you know anything about striping robots? Where can we find any? And then we talked with managers, and we didn't find anyone, so we had to build ourselves.
I'm just picturing like you two guys driving in a car in America, just driving around to parking lot companies. Like, you guys got a robot? You guys, you guys got a.
Well, it was almost like that. I mean, we really wanted to understand if they even see this as a need.
Yeah.
And one of the things they all said is that they were having hard time, hiring and training, the same that I experienced.
Oh, yeah.
And they also said that it's getting harder over time, because it's a kind of work that not every young person dreams about doing. Although it's it's a good job to do, but it's working night times or working weekends. They said that it's a rare find to find somebody that stays with you for several years and is a good help. And so they thought that we are onto something.
Yeah, and I'll add here that we stop people on the streets, but we also organize some meetings up front, just in case.
Yeah.
So we actually went there and had lunch with people. We had went to their offices. We mostly wanted to understand how do the business operate, and we found out, it's exactly the same issues, same things that are problems here are in the US, and there's no automation because people are using different softwares. They need to pay a lot for like many tools, and then they for designing part. This was interesting. And then there's no like automation on actually applying the stripes. So we gathered information, and that was the main thing. Like talking with actual people, actual customers, actual people in the industry, we learned a lot. We're really thankful for the clients. And one of the person we met is now a client for 1.5 years for us already. So
that's awesome. I mean, it sounds like the perfect match, because Tarmo, you had the company. How many? It sounds like it was pretty big, Tarmo. Like, how many people did you have in the company?
It wasn't huge, really. We had depending on the season, because obviously Estonia is also like Canada further north, so we were going between 12 to 20 people. The peak was 20, but it was roughly 17, 18 during the summer season. And because again, our country is relatively small, so the average job size is smaller. So we had to, very well that it takes as much effort to get a small job than as it takes to get a big job. I mean, at the end of the day, organizing the job, getting the team there, getting everything lined up. So we had a lot of organizing work to do to serve 700 jobs a year, and so that was what we did. But the thing was that we were intending to scale it way bigger, but then I realized that it's not necessarily something I want to do because I felt that if we do it exactly the same way and if we don't bring in automation, it's really scaling also all the programs that happen. So I didn't think the efficiency was there that I wanted to scale it into 10, 20, 30 teams. And so I'm glad I made a choice because right now we are very happy to serve very, very good customers in the US and hopefully many more also in Canada and other places.
No doubt. So I guarantee, I mean, you guys have probably talked to so many contractors, like, I'd almost be willing to bet a lot of them are hesitant, right? So they're going to be hesitant about like, well, how good is it? How much work is it? How fast can it go? Does it actually paint straight? What does it actually look like when you're on a job site? Like, how does it look?
Yeah, it's well. Let's start also with a little bit of background because I'm a lazy person, so that's why I like automation. I like to like some things to be automated, so I can slowly like focus on other things, and that's part of the process. Also, we see that people really like to do the work, but on the other hand, they are also kind of looking for maybe improvements, how to make it a little bit better. And as we're talking with people, also we found like, of course, people are very different. The company owners are very different in mindset. And we find out that also talking to the expos, you go to the site with the robot, but you can draw before that. So you don't need to go to the site and start thinking, where do you apply the lines? Where do you measure from? Especially if it's an airport, you don't have anywhere to measure and it's a mess. So our system is, first of all, you fly a drone, you put 4 coordinates around the area you want to fly. Drone flies, comes back down automatically. You don't need to do anything there. The picture goes into our software. You have this drag and drop interface. You drag and drop, put all the different standards, the angles, everything in place. Then you just push a button and to go on the site, drive the robot out of the trailer with the remote, push a button, robot does everything. That's the whole process. We have 70-year-old gentleman using our robot every week at least. Is trying to have more active clients, so they all know how to do it.
But I want to add here, we have made a lot of effort because coming from the industry, I know that not everybody is a computer wizard in this industry, but at the same time, people today, everybody uses a smartphone, everybody uses computer for news and email and all the other things. And so we intended to build the interface, the user experience as simple as possible, and we have really done it. So people, yes, they are usually, there are people that are very excited to see it. But then there are people that probably think that it's probably too complicated, and that's something where we try to impress because it's really easy. It takes easily 1 day or less to learn the whole thing, and the next day you're already saving time, and that's why we believe that the best way for people to understand it is to either invite us to them to make a demonstration or come to our office in Orlando to see the robots there. Because the process is simple. Like Jana said, you fly a drone, you draw the layout in our software. But the beauty is that if you get the layout plan from your GC or architect or somebody else, then and take it to the site, in the middle of the work, you find out when something doesn't match, you can't fit that as many spaces as you thought. The asphalt didn't go exactly where it was supposed to go. All these issues you will never have with our robot because when you take the image with a drone, you will see all these issues on the screen before you go out to do the job. So if something doesn't add up, you can send it to your client, have them confirm the changes before you go there. So by the time you send the team there, and the team is usually 1, maybe 2 people with a robot, by the time you send them there, they won't call you, back to the office. What do we do? Like the angles are completely off, or the curve was put in the wrong place. You will never get these calls because it was all predetermined and already fixed on the screen.
Yeah, actually, we have a good story about it. We strike the National Airport of Estonia. That was one of the first project we did actually here. And we had some small part where it's the no-go zone for the airplanes. And we got of course, the drawing, the same CAD drawing or some, like they printed it out and we got some coordinates and we put it in, inputted them. And we had to draw their 10 lines as our company name, which was coincidence, of course. But we started striping them. We did the first test with water. So we inputted the coordinates, started striping, and we see that we have 5 lines, we have 6 lines, 7th line is already getting very close to the asphalt. And 8 and 9 and 10 lines were actually on the grass already. So that meant that the pavement was actually very off where it should have been. So we had to adjust everything to the right location on the site. And that's how also we understood that, this is not how it should be. It should be that you do that part before you already have this image of actual site. You can move this before, and then you just go to the site and push a button, and you know exactly where the line is going to be.
That here, this actually answers one question. Sometimes companies come to us, they say that, oh, I have this new drawing from the customer, can I just put it in the robot and let it go?
Yeah.
Technologically, it's possible, but I never recommend that because most likely you don't like what will be on the asphalt. With permanent lines, you want to double check that what you get from the client or somebody else actually matches what's needed. And so that's why today we don't let you download a CAD image straight to the robot. You would design it in our software, make sure everything matches the curves and angles and everything, and then you let the robot go.
Yeah, everyone who's ever striped new construction, Tarmo, I'm sure you did that a lot. Yeah, we're all going, yep, totally understand, because sometimes it's
been there, done that too many times.
100%.
And of course with our robot, you do have this the benefit that every angle is as easy as the other. So if you do 90-degree angles or 60 or 75 or whatever for the robot, they're all as easy as the other. So it's the same time.
Man, that's so cool. Okay, well, the airport in Estonia sounds freaky. I mean, if it was that off from the drawing, man, is it safe to land in Estonia?
Oh. I don't know. We just came back from US and we're here, so
you may. Well, I guess so. Yeah, you made it.
Actually, the airport is great, and the striping is great, and it's really nice and cozy airport. So
it's very small.
It's small, yeah. You get in and out very quickly.
Oh, one day I'll check it out. It's on my list now. Now that I've talked to you guys. That's so. I think Jano, you said this earlier, and when I was at Pavex, I noticed basically the hood of the robot was up, right, and you could see the lines and everything. It looked like the same equipment that we have on our striping units, or like a Graco airless striper. So when you're actually in the field, are we just pouring a paint bucket into the robot? It's got like its own hopper. Like, how does it all work?
Yeah, exactly. Basically, what we did, we took the existing equipment and we built the robot around it. So if you maintain this exactly the same way, the fluid handling system, from Graco part, you do it exactly the same way. And you can take it out of the robot, slide it out, maintain it, put it back. So everything is the same way. And you just add paint there. We have 2 batteries, so one of them lasts about 6 hours. The other one you should either charge before or leave charging. And when it is running out, you just stop it and continue. So it can continue to operate.
Yeah, so the beauty is that there is always one operator with the robot, because as any striper knows, there's almost no perfect striping site. You always have some equipment there, or somebody leaves their cars there, or there's some asphalt missing, or something happens always. So you can't really have a perfect sequence of lines. You can't start from one corner and have it print everything. So technically the user of the robot, or the operator, would just drive the robot to the nearest location, hit start, have the robot do all the lines that they want to be done. But if there's something on the way, they can always hit pause, drive to the next available location, and hit start again. The robot picks the nearest line and keeps going from there. So you really don't have to align it perfectly or any of that. But you always have control over the robot. You can always stop it. You can always take it to the next place. The robot has memory. You bring it back to the previous place, continue from there. Let's say the asphalt was wet. Obviously, you wouldn't want to stripe into a puddle. So you come back when it's dried out, and the robot knows which one it has already done, so it won't try to even stripe it. And it always knows also the sequence of lines, so it doesn't go through wet paint. So it's smart.
Yeah. So do you need to buy a specific drone for this? Like, do you guys sell the drone, or will like any drone do this?
Well, we have options. Basically, our idea is if you're a striping paving company, maybe you already have a drone. Maybe you already do some marketing videos. Paving companies, they already use drones. So for us, you can use the existing drones. We have some specific things that you need to have in drone, but it's off the shelf. We are testing different drones. We have a list of them that you can potentially use. So yeah, it's off the shelf.
Oh, very
Generally, we don't bundle one with a robot, but we can definitely recommend 2 or 3 options that we think are really good to use. Because in the end of the day, the drones are existing and out there, and we don't need to build one ourselves. And
Same as the fluid handling system. We don't need to build it ourselves. It's already existing. It works. So,
Yeah. You just built the giant yellow thing that goes around it. I think it looks heavy. Like, so if you're on a job site, because I'm sure people just need to go to the YouTube channel and watch this thing in action. But like when you're done with it, you just like drive it onto a trailer, like a normal paint machine, and drive away.
yeah, that's it.
you just use a remote control. It's really powerful. It can go up a hill. Yeah.
Yeah, and also we feel also that if the one person is with the robot there, usually don't have only painting. Maybe you have other things you need to do, put up signs or do whatever. So you can do the main part of the striping with the robot, and then you can do other things also while you're there, and make sure that the robot handles this part. You know that it's always the same time that you can have while the robot is striping. You know exactly how long it will take, and you know exactly how much paint will be used, and everything, that the lines will be straight, and the other parts you can still handle.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. One other thing I wanted to ask you guys, because I think I'm young. I don't think I'm old. I'm only 34.
Same here.
We think the same way.
Same here.
Good. You guys look great. Keep it up. There's a lot of people, I'm sure you've met them, in the striping industry that are a little bit older, and they probably see a robot and they're like, no, like that's just going to take people's jobs. You know, like why would I want to take people's jobs away and replace it? Like, I think people think they probably are going to like replace 20 people or something by getting a robot. Like, what would you say to someone who's concerned about that? Like, you know, even in my company, like we have quite a few people in production. Like, you know, we don't want to see those people lose their jobs. So what would you say to someone who's got that concern?
I say from a previous striping experience and background, one of the things I always wanted to do, like I said, I had 4, 5, 6 guys leaving to start their own business because they felt they could make more money and they were really responsible. And if I had a robot like this, I would be able, the guys that really want to stay around and they're good and good team members, being more productive, I can pay more of these people. And at the same time, I believe that there are certain works and certain jobs historically that are not there anymore, but people wouldn't really want to do them because they're either unhealthy or very, very pollutive, or they're out in the open traffic. Our robot actually makes this line of work safer, healthier, and also hopefully better paying for the workers. We also both strongly believe that the need for line striping is growing in time because of autonomous cars and all of that. So we believe that with the existing teams, you can get more work done. And we talk to companies. We just had a conversation with a very large company that said that they could easily stripe much more. They own a lot of properties, and they said that they could easily stripe much more. It's something they should do more. And with the right technology and right tools, I believe you don't necessarily have to let people go, but you get much more work done. And if once the productivity goes up, everybody wins.
I think we have another funny story here. So one of our clients, he's striping with the robot. He's very good at it now. He actually helps us in other ways, and we work together. But he actually is sitting in his car, driving along while the robot is striping. Well, there's the e-stop in the remote also, so you can push it anytime. So he's driving his car. He's sending videos to his friends while the robot is striping. He's in the air-conditioned car, and the robot is doing the job. So this is how actually we felt also how the job should be done. So yes, there's an operator, and all the 3 people that used to be there, they can take each of them a robot, and you can scale the business. You can go sit inside your air-conditioned car and let the robot do this job when it's, I don't know, over 100 degrees outside. So.
And that's a good answer. Yeah, if you've got 5 paint machines, just get 5 robots. Same amount of people.
Well, and again, you need your paint machines because our robot doesn't do 100% of the work. We lay out all the parking stalls. Our clients use it for parking stalls, for pre-marking for thermo and MMA. They use our robots for laying out crosswalks, stop bars, arrows. I mean, we don't do the full arrow, but they lay out all the arrows so you can place the stencil over the line on the road. But it's always straight and at the right angle, so it looks great, and it's still much faster because you don't have to do any measuring manually. But still, you have some curves to paint. You have some stencil work to do. Down the road, obviously we are planning to do more with the robot, but we take the majority of the measuring and laying out and that load off your table, and then you can really touch it up and finish the job with the elements.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get the arrows and everything else, but currently you can do most of the job anyway. So if you have a couple of things you want to tie up anyway, you put the posts and other things, the wheel stops or whatever you need to put there. So.
Makes total sense. So what does this look like for cost? Is this something people have to buy, or are they leasing it from you guys? How does that work?
Yeah, actually, that's why also we see that we have so many new features that we plan along the way. So we currently have this rental model that you have this bundle that you can get the newest developments with the robot. So it's like a self-driving car or a car that you get update in the evening, and in the morning it will be smarter already. So we give you the updates. It's currently paid, like we price it as a one worker price, depending on the region there, but it's $5,000 per month. And then we have 1 year contract. So that's basically our business. And then instead of let's say 3 people, 3 days, you can have one person with robot do the same job. So
in a day.
In 1 day, yeah. So basically that's the main model that we price it for you as a one worker, and then you can just rent it for the whole year, and then you can extend. If you take it for longer, of course you get discount. And and actually we are just coming out with the sales model, sales plus subscription. So you still have this option of getting the updates and the new things, but you can buy it for yourself as well.
Well, many companies have told us that they love the lease model because it's flexible and they don't have like one lump sum that they have to give up. They look at the robot as a very experienced striper that they hire, and there are companies that love it. And then there are companies that say that we absolutely want to own the equipment, and we're happy to have this, service fee monthly, but we still want to own the equipment and have a little tax write-off and all of that. So we started only with the subscription, 5,000 a month, but we are coming out now with the other option as well. So both will be there.
The main idea is that you can have the tax write-offs and everything else that company owners are asking for ourselves. If you want to buy it out, we're coming out. We're happy to talk about this. Currently the subscription model it makes sense to start with. But then we are working with the company owners, working with the companies, getting these things started. But now we're at the position where the robots are already on the field and we're scaling. So we have robots out there going out now in more quantities. So we're happy to have different options there on the table.
Amazing. And last question, I heard you, I can't remember which one of you said it, but one of you said Orlando. So do you guys have like some sort of facility or warehouse there? We're
we're not only in Estonia. So actually we are more a US company. From day one, we know that we want to be a US company. This is our main market. It's our only market. We're only focused on US. And we have actually people there. We have our COO there. They're doing day-to-day operations, helping with the clients, onboarding new clients, and we have our physical office. We actually opened a new office in Orlando a week ago, 2 weeks ago. We were there, and we have 2 robot technicians there that help clients daily, and we're just growing now. So we have a good engineering team here in Estonia. That's why we're also here. So we're going back and forth all the time. But all of our focus is on the US, and we're officially a US entity and US company.
Awesome.
And of course we are adding locations over time, but the good thing is that our robot is really, really easy to maintain. The only thing we really need to focus on is the pump side, because the Graco pump is something that companies are used to working with. And so we want the client to keep this thing clean and running. It's on them. And when it comes to the robot side, there is no regular maintenance that you need to do. Obviously, it's good idea to keep it clean, but there's no oil change or any of that because it's fully electric. And we can help with troubleshooting and everything from the distance. Most issues we can always solve from the distance. If something was to break, then we have the spare parts and spare robots available in Orlando. We can use different shipping methods to get the parts in or the robots in quickly if needed. But also the way we designed the robot is that almost every part the client can replace if they're in a hurry. So they don't necessarily have to wait behind us to fly in, but it's also possible if it's needed. So it's right now we're based in Orlando, but that doesn't mean that we can't serve or support clients across the US.
Yeah, we already have. Yeah, we're not only in Florida. We have in Wisconsin. We have in Baltimore. We have different states. We're just shipping out the new robot to another state. So now we can give to all states, and we're happy to give it. And we do it like that. We come to you. We train you out on the spot, and then we go with you to the first site, and we help you do the first site together. So making sure that you get the job done, you get to ask all the questions that you want, and you get the confirmation that the first job will be done with the robot as well. So that's what we do currently.
Absolutely love it. I mean, it's so cool. It was cool to see it just even on the floor at PaveX. Like, I'm a big fan of technology and innovation. I think it's fantastic. And this is like very, very innovative and very cool stuff. So if somebody's listening and they want to go check it out, like I said, we'll put the website down below. What is that the best place for them to find you guys to reach out to talk to?
Oh, sure. You can find us we just actually posted another video today. I don't know when it is going to live this podcast, but we just posted another video of giving a short overview of the robots and the jobs we have done, and Facebook, LinkedIn, and yeah, mostly website is where you can actually contact us.
You guys are everywhere. That's awesome. All right.
We'll try to be. It's a big world and great opportunity, and we also believe that the timing is very important, and there's a lot of need for that. There's a lot of need because I mean, striping never ends, and we believe that especially mentioning autonomous cars, we believe that that's one of the enablers, and we want to be part of this.
Yeah, and we also like the movement in the US, the boots off the ground. So we also see that yes, accidents a lot of happen on the road, the big highways, but we see also construction sites that are crazy. We have been there, we have been striping ourselves. We know that it's very actually, it's not a safe environment. So actually these will make it safer if you're in a metal cage in your car and the robot is doing the work outside. It's much safer.
If you're driving in your car with the air conditioning on, watching it, yeah.
Exactly right.
I'm telling you, it's way better to lay out the parking lot on a computer screen in the office than out on the field in the heat of the day.
Yeah.
And also, it's way better to stripe sitting in the Ford truck than it is pushing the machine. So it's just better way of working.
Dude, do you know how many times I've been in a parking lot, like 200 parking stalls, brand new, excuse me, trying to lay it out and realizing it's not square, and you're spending all this time like walking across the whole parking lot trying to. I get it, man. You're talking to the guy who's done it. So
yes, you're not getting as many steps in with our robot,
but
that's probably your own issue that you have.
You just have to make up for it somewhere else. That's fine. We won't hold that against you guys. Well, this is so cool. We're gonna make sure we put the spots to find you guys in the show notes, so people, if you're on YouTube, go check them out. If you're on Spotify or listening to this or whatever, go check these guys out. It's incredible to watch it, to see it work, even from a video. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys are gonna do with all the updates. I'm sure you guys are just getting started. So, man, thank you so much for coming on the show. This is awesome.
Thank you very much for inviting.
Thank you for having us.
Your spreadsheets and your systems for your business suck, and you might be losing a ton of money in your paving or your pavement maintenance business. Look, our company recently switched to OneCREW, and it is the only industry-specific, all-in-one platform for paving companies, for pavement maintenance companies, striping companies. It doesn't matter if it's like the sales cycle or if you're estimating or even if you're trying to manage your crew, OneCREW has features for all of that. It is unbelievably effective. So if right now you're doing a lot of your estimating on spreadsheets, and at the end of the day or the end of the year, you don't even know if you're making a lot of money, I guarantee you OneCREW will help you. It is so easy to make more money with this software. You'll love it. Here's the best part. Listeners of this show get $500 off of the setup fee if you go to getonecrew.com/stripeit. $500 off of your setup fee. Take a free demo and have a look for yourself, man. Getonecrew.com/stripeit.